Everyone, welcome back to Morning Bug. I recently just had my coffee, my water. Starting August strong was hydration because it's really hot during the summer. So, just keeping uh, the good vibes rolling. And I just wanted to talk today about wishing friends well because this video topic has been in my mind for a long time. I've had strong opinions about friendships and whether you should end them or keep them, having judgments on people on doing certain things a certain way. And it's not to say that you should never hold certain judgments against certain people, but I think it's really good to come from a place of empathy and understanding before you make a final judgment on them and completely cut ties. And this isn't really about cutting ties. This is really just about knowing how to pick and choose your friends, and then also just uh, being able to still wish them well whether things work out or not, because there's never a guarantee that you're going to keep a friendship forever. So the least that could be done is just keep things on a positive note, and at least try to keep things good as long as possible, especially if it's a good friendship. And that's really all it's about, For me personally, the biggest hardship is uh, being called out for ghosting or not talking to people as much. And honestly, I've always been more reserved. So to me, it's like I don't really talk much, anyways. Like I just think as an adult, like you're gonna have so much responsibilities. And even though that sounds like an excuse that most people will give because that's just the way it is, um, it is the way it is. And sometimes, like hanging out isn't just something you can do easily. And this is not to say that you should just go out and ghost people. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I think of like there's a couple of people that you really want to talk to. It's good to check up on them and talk to them, send a message, have a phone call. Yes, I think people should still do phone calls. Like, it's not the end of the world. I think people just really need to get out of their comfort zone because, whether you like it or not, eventually you're going to have to go outside and talk to somebody. And, the more social skills you have, the more manners you have, the better things go in the long run for yourself, having more opportunities, learning more about people, meeting new people, learning cool things about people if they have anything interesting to show or not show. Like, you will just be able to basically like have no issues talking to people, and also just knowing who not to talk to, because this isn't about just talking to everybody. Like, there's certainly people that you should avoid talking to, especially if they're pessimistic and have nothing good to share with you. So, like I said, like when you wish people well, it's like you just want things to go well for them. And oftentimes things go well for you too when you want positive things for others. Even if you don't notice it, sometimes it can just be something very small, like, just small things to be grateful for, like to continue having a job, money for gas, money for food. Like, it can be the smallest things. So I think those are things that just keeps uh, life a lot more positive. It keeps the idea of friendship still open for certain people that you would still wish to continue talking to. And also, one thing I do want to add is that if you do happen to reach out to somebody and they don't want to talk, they're just gonna ghost you, then it's better to just leave it be. You know, wish them the best. don't force anything out of anybody because that never goes well. Just let things happen the way it's meant to happen in that sort of sense. And yeah, I mean, like I said, most friendships aren't going to be permanent, but I think it's still good to keep an open line, an open door, if you will, to certain people, because there are benefits to having certain friendships, not to be mistaken with just taking advantage of others for things they can help you with, but just like also being able to communicate with that person and check up on them. So that's my whole rant about friendships and wishing them well. I think it's good to keep an open door for people instead of just shutting them out completely. It's very difficult, especially nowadays, like with these loneliness epidemics and people just isolating themselves. I don't consider myself an isolationist, but I'm very selective on friends. So that's just my personal way of saying, I don't really have a ton of friends, but the ones that I do, I make sure that they're like the type of person that I want to hang out with. And that should be the same for anybody. Like, you should know the type of person you want to hang out with, somebody who's gonna add more positivity to the room. And that's the way I would go about things. But other than that, that's all I got for today. And thank you for watching.